What's up? So this one's gonna be about the Golden State Warriors head coach and three-time champions and five-time participant finals head coach Steve Kerr saying he didn't like the fact that Anthony Davis was able to talk himself out of one-year deal, 1 year remain on his contract, New Orleans Pelicans to join the Los Angeles Lakers. And my rebuttal back to Steve Kerr: Steve Kerr got the right message, wrong messenger. And I've also heard Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal voice that they don't like the super teams. Um, they have valid points because they were the super teams. Let's not kid ourselves. Those are the two last men to back three-peat as finals MVPs, three-peats. They were dominant. And I'll say this, when Jordan was running the shows, great as Scottie Pippen was, and then you got Rodman and the other players, we knew it was Jordan's world. When Shaquille O'Neal was with the Lakers and they three-peated, 4 out of 5 finals that they did. Kobe Bryant was coming up and he was great. And Phil Jackson was great, but let's not rewrite history. Shaquille O'Neal was dominant gene. And they didn't have near as many parts. However, it's a different day and era. Pardon me. Steve Kerr wanted to be upset with anybody. He should be upset with Adam Silver, the NBA commissioner, who came out recently during the finals and said the playoffs ain't the same without LeBron James. He sat there and tap dance. So he was basically saying whatever LeBron wants, he's going to get. We need to sell tickets. We need to sell jerseys. Anthony Davis been wanting to come to the Lakers. He was thirsty for that Laker Cup. So they got their wish. People are going to knock Steve Kerr and say, well, you had a super team. You got the coach. You inherited Mark Jackson's team. In the end, you won a chip and the style, but then also you got Kevin Durant. And that's all true. But let's look at the picture closely. They got Kevin Durant from free agency, which was viable and real. And that's all they got because the core of the team was already established. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson. They got an agent, Andre Iguodala, who came in, Sean Livingston. When I say agent, I'm not saying that they were over the hill, but they were, at that time, they still play, yeah, but they fit a role. They weren't all-star level per se, top tier, like the guys that you're sitting there like, oh yeah, they still in the conversation like that. These were, and that's what it worked, you know. So even matter of fact, Golden State before Durant got to think one of the biggest signings was David Lee. And if you can even remember David Lee when he was with the Knicks, he came and played for Golden State. And that was like at a bargain part of his career. So they didn't build a super team like going out and signing everybody, what LeBron James does. And I do understand where Kerr's kind of taking a shot at LeBron, and rightfully so. Because I'm looking at that roster like, you got half the cats who beat you, got some of the cats that were playing with you, and it's like I'm looking at this thing like that's like half the NBA. Because I'm like, who else can get Danny Green who beat you in the finals, and he just come off of running a chip, and you got DeMarcus Cousins who he didn't beat you yet, but then you had Rondo with battles. I'm looking at the squad. JaVale McGee beat you. Okay, you got that, you know, and then you were crying to get Kawhi Leonard. So, and that didn't happen. Went to the Clippers, thank goodness. But I understand. But the problem is Kerr is not going to get the benefit of the doubt because he's going to be seen as Richie Rich, the kid who had too much when he played with Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Rodman in Chicago. Then he went to San Antonio and played with Tim Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker, and Coach Popovich, Phil Jackson in Chicago. No one is going to sit and look at Steve Kerr and say, oh, we feel sorry for you. Then you come in and you inherit from Mark Jackson the Splash Brothers, arguably the greatest shooting backcourt ever. I think they are. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. No one's going to feel sorry for you. So he makes valid point about how the super team was kind of detrimental to the league, but no one's going to feel sorry because he was part of success. And it has happened. When Miami, when D-Wade, LeBron, and Chris Bosh. But the reality is none of the so-called threesomes have dominated the league. And the last ones that really dominated, that were a three-headed monster, really dominated, were Bird, McHale, and Magic. Now, Bird, McHale, and Parrish. I was thinking about Magic with Worthy and Kareem, and they dominated. But when I say the front court, I'm thinking McHale, Bird, and Parrish from the standpoint. But again, those are two in trades that came over, and they won 3 out of 5. But they had the best front court. But then again, Magic had already won prior to having James Worthy, and Kareem was hurt with that rookie one. So when you're looking at as dominant as the Lakers were in the '80s, that Celtic front court was as damaging and had a great run when you think about it. So, but that is debatable about the Lakers Celtics teams, which one you take is the better one. Because even though the Lakers won 5 and the Celtics won 3, they were both stacked pretty nicely. But this wasn't like the situation you have now. But anyway, that's my thoughts and my take about Steve Kerr, what he said, and how it's the right message, wrong messenger about the current state of the super team and what players can and can't do. Players are supposed to be able to do what they do because the owners do what they want to do. However, if you're under a contract for a year or two, how do you weasel your way out of a contract so easily and then flip it? I don't know. Give me your thoughts, your takes, your comments. Do you like the NBA version, the old school, or you're in between? 70s, 80s, 90s, 60s, OOs? Which way? When the bell rings, a new video. You have a good day. Peace.